Hello friends, and welcome to the story inspired from the cartoon classic Danger Mouse. It was a dark and stormy night. Inside their cozy headquarters, Danger Mouse sipped his hot cocoa. Brr, what a night for crime fighting, he chuckled, twirling his magnificent whiskers. Penfold, his loyal sidekick, trembled behind a stack of comic books. Yes, DM, old boy, terribly frightful, he stammered. Suddenly the red telephone rang. It was the Prime Minister. "Danger Mouse, we have a crisis!" boomed the voice on the other end. Danger Mouse sprang to his feet, spilling cocoa on his tiny white suit. "Never fear, PM. Danger Mouse is on the case." The Prime Minister explained that Baron Greenback, Danger Mouse's arch-nemesis, was up to no good. He's planning to turn all the cheese in England into green goo, Penfold gasped. Green goo? But why? Danger Mouse stroked his chin thoughtfully. That mischievous toad. It's as clear as day, Penfold. "We need to get to Big Cheese City immediately," declared Danger Mouse. He raced to his incredible car, a sleek white vehicle with every gadget imaginable. "Buckle up, Penfold!" With a roar of the engine and a flash of lightning, they were off. Section 5. Can you guess what happens next? Zooming through the storm, Danger Mouse and Penfold approached Big Cheese City. But wait, the road ahead was blocked by a giant. Can you guess what it was? That's right, a giant cheese grater. "Oh, crumbs!" squeaked Penfold. "What are we gonna do?" Section 6. A sticky situation. In the heart of the bustling city where danger lurks around every corner, our hero Danger Mouse finds himself in yet another precarious predicament. Danger Mouse, ever resourceful, pulled a lever in his car. This was no ordinary lever, mind you. It was a lever that could activate a myriad of gadgets, each more ingenious than the last. Out popped 2 pairs of roller skates. These weren't just any roller skates. They were turbocharged, high-speed, and equipped with the latest in anti-gravity technology. Perfect for a quick getaway or a daring chase. "We'll have to skate over it, Penfold," Danger Mouse exclaimed, his voice filled with determination. Penfold, though nervous, trusted his friend and quickly strapped on his skates. They skated over the giant grater just as Baron Greenback's henchmen closed in, shooting cheese puffs from their wacky weapons. The grater was enormous, stretching across the entire street, and the henchmen were relentless, their cheese puffs flying in every direction. "Cheesy crumbs!" cried Penfold, dodging a puff. The air was thick with the smell of cheese, and the ground was littered with crumbs. Penfold's heart raced as he narrowly avoided another puff, his skates whirring beneath him. "Faster, Penfold!" Danger Mouse urged, glancing back at the pursuing henchmen. They had to reach the safety of their hideout, a secret location known only to them. The henchmen were gaining, their weapons primed and ready. With a final burst of speed, they reached their hideout, the door closing just in time to keep the henchmen at bay. Safe at last, but for how long? The city was full of dangers, and Danger Mouse knew this was just the beginning of another adventure. Section 7. Time for a plan. They finally reached Baron Greenback's cheese factory. The factory loomed ominously, its towering chimneys belching out thick clouds of smoke. The air was thick with the pungent smell of cheese, mixed with something far more sinister. The factory was a labyrinth of conveyor belts, vats, and mysterious machinery, all dedicated to the production of cheese. But today, it was the epicenter of Baron Greenback's latest nefarious scheme. Inside, the evil Baron was about to unleash his gooey plan. The Baron stood in the heart of the factory, surrounded by bubbling vats of green goo. His eyes gleamed with malevolent glee as he surveyed his handiwork. The goo was a vile concoction, designed to turn the entire town's cheese supply into a sticky, inedible mess. The Baron rubbed his hands together, his mind racing with thoughts of chaos and destruction. "It's time to say cheese. And goodbye," he declared, his voice echoing through the cavernous factory. His laughter filled the air, a chilling sound that sent shivers down the spines of anyone who heard it. The Baron was confident that his plan was foolproof, and that nothing could stop him now. He cackled, holding a lever connected to a giant vat of green goo. With a dramatic flourish, he pulled the lever, and the goo began to flow. It oozed and bubbled, making its way towards the cheese production line. The Baron watched with glee as his plan came to life, the goo spreading like a vile green tide. "We need a plan, DM," Penfold exclaimed, his voice tinged with desperation. The situation was dire and they needed to act fast. Danger Mouse, ever the hero, was already formulating a plan. His mind raced as he considered their options, knowing that they had to stop the Baron before it was too late. Whispered Penfold, his eyes wide with worry. He looked to Danger Mouse for reassurance, hoping that his friend had a solution. Danger Mouse placed a reassuring hand on Penfold's shoulder, a determined look in his eyes. "Don't worry, Penfold," he said, his voice steady and confident. "We'll stop the Baron and save the day. Now let's get to work." Section 8. Hooray for Danger Mouse and Penfold! Danger Mouse, always thinking fast, grabbed a nearby fire hose. Penfold on the double. Penfold turned the tap and water sprayed out, knocking the lever from Baron Greenback's grasp. The green goose splattered harmlessly on the floor. "Blast you, Danger Mouse!" Baron Greenback shouted, shaking his fist. Section 9. Sweet Dreams, Little Agents. With Baron Greenback foiled once again, our brave heroes could finally take a moment to relax. The day had been long and filled with challenges, but Danger Mouse and Penfold had proven yet again that no villain was too tough for them. The sun was setting, casting a warm, golden glow over the city as the two friends made their way back to headquarters. Danger Mouse and Penfold returned to headquarters, their steps a little lighter, knowing that the world was safe for another day. The headquarters, with its familiar walls and comforting atmosphere, welcomed them back like an old friend. It was a place where they could finally let their guard down and enjoy some well-deserved rest. Sipping a victory cup of cocoa, Danger Mouse smiled. The rich, warm beverage was a small reward for a job well done. He looked over at Penfold, who was already starting to relax, and felt a deep sense of satisfaction. They had faced danger head-on and come out victorious, just as they always did. Another day, another villain defeated. It was a mantra that Danger Mouse lived by, and today was no different. Each victory, no matter how small, was a step towards a safer world. He knew that tomorrow would bring new challenges, but for now, he allowed himself to bask in the glow of their success. Penfold, snuggled in a warm blanket, yawned. The day's adventures had taken their toll, and he could feel the weight of sleep pressing down on him. The blanket was soft and comforting, a perfect cocoon to drift off in. He glanced at Danger Mouse, who was still savoring his cocoa, and felt a wave of gratitude for his fearless friend. "Good night, DM," he mumbled sleepily. His eyes were already half closed, and his voice was thick with exhaustion. It had been a long day, but knowing that they had made the world a little safer made it all worthwhile. He knew that with Danger Mouse by his side, they could face anything that came their way. Good night, little listeners. Sleep tight, and don't let the bedbugs bite. As the night settled in, the world outside grew quiet, and the stars began to twinkle in the sky. It was a peaceful end to a day filled with excitement and heroism. So, close your eyes, little agents, and dream of adventures yet to come. Sweet dreams, and don't forget to subscribe.